In fact, if you're serious about your health, then you need to eat organic. It's not an option if you're serious about your health. And it's not just the research that your blood will be cleaner. We surveyed 3,256 people who switched to non-GMO and largely organic diets, and they got better from 28 different conditions. 85% improved their digestion, then fatigue, then obesity, and brain fog, anxiety, depression, chemical or food sensitivities, memory, concentration, and that was all 50% or higher. This is something that the doctors who are now prescribing organic diets are predicting because it is so consistent. Within days, they see a revolution in the person's health. So this is not an abstract thing, oh yeah, these things are dangerous, oh, there's a lot of things that are dangerous. This is the main point, that if you're serious about your health, you have to be serious about eating food without poison. And if you feel that you can't afford it, I'd like to recommend adding your medical budget, your health budget, and your philanthropy budget so that you're contributing to a healthier world at the same time. So if you're serious about personal health, to me, it's eating organic. If you're serious about global health, then it's keeping the GMOs in the laboratory. Now, we can talk about pesticides as well, but my focus here is the fact that GMOs with gene editing is so cheap and easy, and that everything with DNA is being targeted right now. If we don't stop it, future generations will not inherit the products of the billions of years of evolution, but instead products of laboratory creations whose number one most common outcome is surprise side effects. That is an existential threat to our future that we cannot allow to let happen. A Hawaiian prophecy was given by a person who told my friend it directly that around now is the time to catch the world and stand it up right. Otherwise, it'll be the end of biological evolution as we know it. So that is absolutely essential if we're serious about the survival and health of our planet.
I named the last chapter in my book Extreme Makeover, and by that I meant that we need to give the beauty industry a makeover, and the pesticide industry, the oil and the war industries too, until there are no more toxic chemicals in every baby born on Earth, until all children everywhere are born with the chance to survive and thrive, and ecosystems have a chance to survive in all species. And when I wrote that now 12 years ago, it was kind of a fringe perspective. And now, 12 years later, for followers of science, it's clear that we have no choice, actually, but to recreate our entire economy. And we know that from climate science and science about how insect populations are crashing, and the bees are dying, and the soil is decimated. And people who are fighting so hard to keep these systems going, and they work hard to do it, are coming from an insane perspective, and they don't see it yet. So how can we make them see it? And I want to add to all of that that we also have to give the government an extreme makeover, and this is probably the most important and the hardest task of all. It's easy to think about how we can recreate the economy because people can make money doing that, and they are, right? Selling great products and making organic food, and absolutely we need to make those transitions and support them with our money, but we also need a government that uses our collective resources to protect our health. And we need to fight for that. And there's so much division right now over politics and who wants to even deal with it, but we have to. It's another thing about which we have no choice. And as I talk today about the systems of propaganda that are incredibly sophisticated, coming at us from all angles, these stories of how we have to not only keep things the same, but double down on industrial pesticide-heavy agriculture, and double down on GMOs, and double down on a toxic, addicted to toxin system. These stories take so much to hold up, but that same amount of effort is going into keeping us divided and disengaged about politics. And so part of all of our task moving forward is to take this on, to take back our government systems, and they are frustrating, and make them work for us to protect health. As Andre said, a situation where we're allowing kids to get exposed to things we know are hurting them. It's absolutely unacceptable. And there are a lot of good people in government, good scientists who tried to raise the alarms about this, who've been thrown out. We now have a government that's entirely dominated by pesticide, oil, and coal lobbyists. Every single health agency in this country right now is just straight up run by industry lobbyists. And that's kind of new. Now, I mean, it's really obvious. It's worse than it's ever been, but it's been that way for decades, through every administration going back to at least Reagan. So we have a big chance this year in our country to start to change the government. And I hope we'll all vote, get registered, check to make sure you are registered, that your friends are registered, and get out there and vote in November and organize for the candidate that you love, and stop fighting with each other and start talking to each other about what we're for, what we believe in, and the world that we see as possible to create.